Good afternoon, diehards. Matty G here. Red Sox have a roster. The 2018 Red Sox have decided to go with Brock Holt, Blake Swihart, obviously Mitch Moreland. Sandy Leon will primarily be the backup, but he usually catches Sale, rather. And Bobby Pointer, the 25-year-old non-roster invitee, made the team. And Brandon Workman looks like he's going to be on the team as well. Eduardo Rodriguez could start the 5th game of the season, depending upon when they decide to pull him off of the disabled list. Stephen Wright has a 15-game suspension, and they're still waiting to see whether or not Hector Velasquez takes his roster spot or they start out with the suspension. I picked the Red Sox to come in 2nd place in the American League East. I think the Yankees have too much talent, and the Yankees have too much currency in the bank. Meaning, if they need to go get Manny Machado and Bryce Harper at the deadline, they can unload their farm system to do so. I don't think they're going to do that, but I think it's a pretty good assumption that one of those two guys is going to be in pinstripes after this season. The Yankees are on a 5-year pace. A bunch of writers are saying they're on a 5-year window where they're going to probably win 100 games a season. So that's what you're competing with if you're Boston. I'm not saying the Red Sox can't win the division. I just think picking them to win the division is foolish. The Yankees can reload and get more players with the prospects they have. The Red Sox don't have that luxury. Doesn't mean they can't pick up players at the deadline, but a lot of it's going to be salary type stuff. Guys that want to move contracts, teams that want to shed payroll. That's the kind of guys you're going to be looking at the deadline, as opposed to like a Manny Machado or a Bryce Harper that would be a rental. The Red Sox would probably have to give up Rafael Devers to get one of those guys, and they're not doing that. But hey, the Red Sox win 96 games, and they were a wild card. Not a huge deal. I picked Seattle as the 2nd wild card in the American League. I think it's going to be between them, Texas, the Angels, and Minnesota, maybe, depending upon how healthy Minnesota is. Miguel Sano is going to have a suspension. That's going to hurt. And they're going to need guys like Byron Buxton and Eduardo Rosario to really continue on this upswing of good play in order for them to make it. They did improve their pitching a little bit, and they did pick up Logan Morrison and Lance Lynn, which are two guys that they picked up late this year. I think they'll help. But right now, I think Seattle, if they can play complete baseball, for 6 months, which is a big if, I like them just a little bit better than those 3 other teams. In the National League, I picked Milwaukee as the 2nd wild card, primarily because I love the Lorenzo Cain signing, and I think the Brewers have, the 2nd or 3rd best farm system. They're like the Yankees. They can go out and make a move at the deadline if they need to. I think the Mets are going to be in the mix. San Francisco would have been my favorite, but losing Baumgartner for 2 to 3 or 4 months just kills their season. I'm not saying they're not going to make it, but they're going to need to be very, very lucky, trying to get around that injury, because he's their ace, and that would be like taking Sale off our team for 3 months. Red Sox just wouldn't hang. A couple other things. With the lineup, I think, batting Mookie Betts leadoff is something that I have been against, but I guess with the way that they're doing it, and you want your best hitter getting the most at-bats, the Yankees are putting Judge in the leadoff spot. I guess I'm okay with it. I love Mookie Betts as a 3-hitter, but if the idea is to get him on base and to get him more at-bats, he should bat first, because you might get an extra at-bat every game, as opposed to batting 3rd or 4th. I like JD in the 3-hole as opposed to the 4. I think JD is a guy that we're going to really find out quickly how good of a hitter he is to all fields. And he's not just, a cleanup hitter that's going to hit, 45 home runs and strike out 300 times. That's not the kind of guy he is. He's a good hitter. And he could probably bat close to 310 with 120 ribbies and, 35, 40 home runs. I think that's something you can definitely project. I think Hanley Ramirez is due for a big bounce back here. He looks like he's in the best shape I've ever seen him in, even when he was with Florida. And I think you can pencil him in for 30 to 35 home runs, and I think you can also pencil him in for 2019, because I do think he will get his 497 at-bats, because I think all in all he's going to hit. Now, Hanley is a lot like Manny. When he starts to really settle down and take the game seriously, it becomes very easy for him to produce. A couple more things. I love the fact that they went with Bobby Pointer. I know it's been something I've been talking about for a while, but I love it. I absolutely love it, because when a kid is ready, he is ready. You don't hold him back. And Dombrowski trades all the prospects before they get to the big leagues anyways, so keeping him in the minor leagues does him no good, the Red Sox no good, and the system no good. And Dustin Pedroia looks like he may only miss a month. A lot of people are saying he's very fast track on his recovery, and he could be back by May 1st, the earliest, which would be great. having Pedroia back and having Nunez as a super utility guy is going to make this team a lot better. It gives them depth, which is something every team needs, but not a lot have. So, like I said, I have the Nationals, Cubs, Dodgers division winners. I picked Milwaukee's second wild card. I think Arizona's a pretty safe bet to be the first wild card because I think that they're going to build off of last season's 90-plus win season. In the American League, I had the Yankees winning at least 100 games, maybe more. If they're healthy, I think that they hit that mark not easily. It's never easy to win 100 games, but I think they'll be there. Houston and Cleveland will fight for their division titles, but they shouldn't be tested. And I have the Red Sox as the first wild card and Seattle as the second. I gave reasons why I think Seattle's pitching is just better than, top to bottom, is better than the Angels, especially with the way Ohtani's looked. He's looked like a mess. He doesn't even look like he should be on the major league team, but they're rolling with it. And him hitting and pitching is going to be difficult. I'll check back in with you more as Thursday approaches for opening day. Chris Sale will go against Tampa Bay on Thursday afternoon, early evening. Have a good night, diehards. Check back in with you soon with the Celtics update.